While back, if you remember, Meghan Markle was incredibly keen and very keen indeed to make sure that she was seen on the world stage, headed of course from head to toe in some kind of designer outfit. And as you can see, she still remained at points friends with the wedding dress designer and former Da Vinci head Claire Waite Keller. But what's interesting is Meghan, you see, still has her eye on the bigger picture, and she believes she is inches away from achieving that, literally within, well, a matter of moments. As ever, let me explain. Morning, Neil, Sean here. Thank you so much as ever. We're on the back of a big red London bus tram, so do forgive this turbulence. But it's always good, isn't it, to see, a little bit of London. As you can see, you can hear everything going on here. At this time of day, thankfully, the bus is a little bit quieter, so you don't get so many people going, shh, be quiet. It's nice though, isn't it, to travel around, you know what I'm saying? Move around in comfort without being crushed to death with all of those people, of course, in the busy, heavy traffic times. It's a little bit like this particular story. If you remember, a couple of years back now, Meghan Markle herself had her eye on the bigger picture, with the likes, of course, of Cartier, Dior, going as far as to dress her own husband from head to toe in Cartier, looking like you could have done with borrowing a steamer, a little bit like Meghan. Perhaps this is a fashion thing that they're starting, the crumpled clothes look, who knows? But he didn't look exactly smart. But Dior quickly jumped on the bandwagon and posted on social media, and as I told you, they were very keen still to take Prince Harry on board as an international model, a person. He could have named his price, but of course it's always about one person first, and that one person is truly his wife, Meghan Markle. Now, as many people know, she's launched her own range, whatever, an association. She gets money off these clothes because apparently many of you have been asking Meghan, well, where did she get this from, that from, all of that sort of stuff. Didn't necessarily see that in many of the comments, did you, on the Instagram? You get the picture. But here's where it gets really interesting, because as I told you recently, the bottom line is that this is out there to prove to the likes of, Netflix, that she is a person who can shift product. That's the idea in the end. It's not really about making a banana split with a few sprinkles on, or indeed whisking around something green in a waffle maker. Can she shift product? But the bigger picture is truly this. Her new team, the marketing team behind her, believe that by affiliation, as she's done now with these clothing brands, well, actually the big boys will come on board. Oh yes, the likes finally of, yes, Cartier, Tiffany, and of course Dior, the ones that seemingly basically said no, they weren't willing to work with her at that point. You see, Meghan believes that all you've got to do is show people that they were wrong and she was right, and in fact people will decide whether she's worth investing not just a few pounds, but in fact thousands, maybe up to $1 million. Of course, she will have that choice also, because if she decides to go down her own range and sell it, then she doesn't necessarily need the designer labels. But at this stage in her career, it seems very strange that if these brands were willing to come on board, given the Royal Association, wouldn't they have done at this point? And why do they need to see proof if in fact Meghan's such a viable asset? Either way, this is the new plan put together by the new team. And apparently, she believes that it's only a matter of time that the big boys come back to her, and then she can name her price and of course make the decisions. Now, looking at the frocks and things that she's worn in the Netflix cooking show, do you think that's truly going to happen? Or will it revert once again back to the husband, the true person that all of these brands would wonderfully like to get on board? It must be very annoying if you're Meghan, that time and time again, the only interest factor in you is the person stood behind you, literally right behind you, because that's the way that Meghan likes it. Neil, Sean on the back of a red London bus.